Hello my loves, what's up, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading all about who you're meant to be friends with. I am super excited about this one. This time we are not having the cards pre-laid out. We have some crystals here and that is for a particular reason. It's just because we're gonna be shuffling on camera and stuff like that just to get all the questions answered, because we're gonna go through basically who they are, your relationship with them, and why they're coming into your life or why they're already in your life. Like what purpose do they serve for you? So we're gonna be getting into it, you guys. We're gonna talk about it. So if you guys are new to this whole pick a card, or in this case, pick a crystal setting, basically over here we have our pile. I almost said pile number one, but it's a crystal this time. So we have our amethyst crystal as number one. Then we also have a aqua aura quartz as number two. And then over here we have some apophyllite, and that's number three. And then over here we have some rose quartz, that's number four. Then over here we have some selenite, which is number five. And then we have some bismuth, which is number six. So we have 6 whole groups right here in this particular pick a crystal reading. So I'm very excited about it. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like, breathe, find the I almost said pile again. Find the crystal that you are the most drawn to for this particular question and topic. And then once you're done choosing, there'll be timestamps linked down below so you guys can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about this. If you are attracted to multiple crystals, feel free to check out multiple. Again, most of us do have multiple friends and sometimes they serve multiple purposes. So check that out if you guys are interested in that, and if you guys feel drawn to 2 or more, or if you guys just feel drawn to 1, whatever the case may be, everyone's gonna be slightly different. And again, I'm asking your guides for information for your highest good at this time. And if you ever hear something that you do not like in a reading, just so you know, you have free will and you can change anything at any time, my love. This is just a reading upon the current energies, what we're currently attracting, and everything like that. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so group number 1, let's get right into it. Let's find out who this person is. We're gonna shuffle this deck and find out who this person is that you're meant to be friends with. A bit about their personality, stuff like that. Maybe a bit about what they look like. Who are they? All right, so we got a bunch of cards coming out over here. So let's get into it. So the first card that came out was the 2 of Swords. So this person is a little bit more shy. Okay, so this person's a little bit on the shy side. They might not open up very quickly. You might not know a lot about this person at first. They seem like they're maybe closed off a lot. They might even wear darker clothing is what I'm getting. I'm getting Scorpio vibes from this card. They might not be a Scorpio, but these crows do remind me of the sign of Scorpio. Although the swords usually do mean air signs, but I'm kind of getting Scorpio vibes for some reason. I'm getting water and air vibes for the most part, but we're gonna get into the zodiac signs later. But right off the bat, that's kind of what I got. I got also that they probably have dark hair as well. I'm getting dark hair vibes from this. And they have very strong opinions too. I think that once you get to know this person, once they do open up, this person has quite strong opinions. And I think that that's why they close themselves off from people very easily, is because they already have very strong opinions about things. And I feel like they are very intuitive. They can feel things off of people, and because of the fact that they have strong opinions, they almost assume that everyone else has strong opinions, and they don't want to open up quite quickly into that realm because, yeah, I feel like this person's a little bit hard on themselves at times. And they're very smart. They're very intellectual, very, very, very smart. This is a very smart person that we're talking about here. But they don't open up very easily. We also have the Prince of Wands. Once this person does open up, you guys, once you do get to know them, like surface level when you first meet them, they're shy. You might think that they're honestly rude when you first meet them. You might look at this person and think totally opposite of what they are once you do get to know them, once they do open up. But at first, I think that when you meet this person, they come across maybe rude or like a cold shoulder at first. But oh my goodness, once they open up, look at how colorful they are. They're like a colorful rainbow. I'm getting the fact that this person believes in magic. This unicorn is sticking out to me so much. Like this person believes in, they like fantasy, they like magic, They are a very bubbly, fun person that can show a wide range of emotions, feels things very deeply. Again, they're very intellectual. I think they have a lot of interests, and they are very bubbly once you do open them up, and they become very fun and very eccentric. But when you first meet them, they're like introverted, cold shoulder type of vibe. But then you open them up, which takes patience, because the lion does talk about taming the lion, being patient. So I do think you have to be patient with this person. But once they do open up, they're just like, whoo, they're like the whole sun. Like they will almost like not stop talking. They're very inspirational. They sprinkle magic wherever they go type thing. Like they probably fart clouds, you know what I mean? That's this type of person. But yeah, kind of definitely closed off at first when they first open up to you. Yeah, let's get into more of them. Let's see. Or this could even be how the relationship progresses too, but I'm getting that for the most part, people might perceive them as somebody who's like not very nice, but then they actually are super, super, super nice and super caring. Like they feel things so deeply. This person feels things very deeply. We also have the Princess of Pentacles. So, this person is also, decently hardworking. I think that they definitely have goals in life. I think when you meet them, they might not have accomplished too much yet, but they're on the road to accomplishing a lot, if that makes sense. Like they know what they want, and they're kind of still like figuring stuff out. I think when you first meet them is the vibe that I'm getting from this card. And this person's like a forever learner. I'm also getting from this card, this person's a bit insecure. This person's so smart for their age, and I think that you see that too, but they don't think that they're that smart. They're very humble. This person's extremely humble. They don't think that they've attained a lot, even though they're super smart, and they probably have attained a lot compared to most people their age, but internally they feel like they haven't accomplished a lot. Okay? That's another thing. Very humble. This person's extremely humble. Next, we also have, and we also have strength. I was kind of like even touching on that in this card because the lion came out in that. So this person is like, it takes them time to open up. Like this person, it takes time. And this also, I think, is also resembling their humbleness, because the lion talks about, it's like Leo, right? So this person could be really showy if they wanted to, but they tend to be quite humble in what they've attained. Like they are very expressive around you, but I also think that they have their insecurities, and they might not notice how great that they are. And I think that that's why they come across very shy at first and not very eccentric. Let's see what else I'm seeing from here. This person, it takes a lot to break them down. This person is pretty tough with their emotions. Like they can express love all day, but you'll rarely see them admit to sadness or depression or anxiety. Like you'll rarely hear this person talk about sadness, depression, or anxiety. This person is like constantly trying to spread love, constantly, even though they kind of give that cold shoulder impression at first, this person doesn't get angry quickly. They don't express sad emotions very easily. Like this person's like always, I think that they're very optimistic and they're very strong when it comes to their emotions. We also have Death. All these cards have been upright so far. Okay, so Death, this person's, they change. This person has been through a lot. And Death is also making me think, like this person's been through a lot. Like look at this phoenix, kind of, this reminds me of a phoenix anyway. I don't even know if that is a phoenix. It's like a phoenix peacock type of vibe going on. But this reminds me of like the phoenix rising through the ashes type of energy. And so this person, I think, has been through a lot in their life. And once you do start to learn about them, you're like, oh, I kind of see why you close yourself off at first before letting people into this sort of world. Like they don't express a lot. They don't really reveal a lot about themselves at first. And that's why we have this cloak right here too. But they're like, it's because they've been through so much, and they guard themselves now. They don't open up easily to people. That's definitely what I'm getting from that one. I also think that this person might have interest in the occult with the Death card. This person might have interest in that. Also, this is giving me Scorpio vibes too. Mad Scorpio vibes coming out in this. Lots of Scorpio vibes. Again, they might not be a Scorpio, but maybe they have a lot of 8th house stuff going on. Maybe they have a Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon type of stuff, but they definitely probably have a lot of either maybe planets in Scorpio. It doesn't need to be their actual sun sign, but they might just have a lot going on in Scorpio. Let's see what else we get. We also have the 4 of Pentacles. So this person, they hold their friendships really near and dear to them. Like once they're close with you, they are close with you. Like they hold their close friends. Like I also feel like this person doesn't have like a ton of friends. I feel like they have a lot of acquaintances and like friends that they talk to, but the people that they actually consider very close friends are very few. And once you are considered a close friend, they hold you very close. You mean a lot to this person. Let's see what else I'm getting from this. That's pretty much what I'm getting from that card. Oh yeah, and also when they open up, it's like pure sunshine once they do open up. I'm also getting that this person's very deep. Very, very, very deep. They can be deep and they can also just be like fun and loving and like, you know, like motivated and just like bright, sunshiny, but they can also be really deep. I feel like this person has 2 very different sides of themselves where they could just be like, woo, it's a fun summer day, super optimistic, woo. But then they also have this super deep side as well. All right, so that is who they are. So let's find out about your relationship with them. So we're gonna take the next deck of cards. What is your relationship with this person? All right, so we have the 4 of Pentacles, which we have right here, but this one's upside down. So I feel like you don't know this person yet. Most likely when this is coming down upside down, you either might not know them yet, or it might not be that deep yet, or maybe you guys are going through maybe a falling out at the moment, because this symbolizes kind of like letting go. So maybe you're either not that close quite yet, maybe you don't know them yet, or maybe you guys aren't talking right now. Let me think about this one a little bit more. That's the vibe I got off the bat. We also have the Queen of Swords being reversed. So your relationship with them. Yeah, again, this symbolizes not talking right now. Very interesting. So this could be that you guys don't know each other yet. This could be somebody in your future. I'm getting that this is somebody in your future. Again, it is a general reading, so for some of you guys, you might already know this person. I think that you'll get that vibe while you're watching this, whether you know them or not. But I do get that you guys might meet on social media, because Queen of Swords is like, definitely rules social media and stuff like that. So when you guys do meet, I think it'll be through social media. Queen of Swords is also air signs, so like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, right? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from there. Let's get some more cards on this. Your relationship with them. Okay. Ooh, it's going to be a very passionate, spontaneous relationship. So when you do know this person, and maybe for some of you guys, you already do, again, it is a general reading. So this is like, most of you guys watching this reading probably do not know this person yet. Some of you guys watching this reading already do know this person. When you first meet them, communication might be really weird, or it just might be kind of like awkward at first. You know, you're trying to like get to know each other, but maybe it's like hard to open up together. Maybe it's hard to get deep together at first. So it's like surface level conversation. Stuff like that. But once you guys get to know each other, it's like very spontaneous. I think you guys will do spontaneous things right away together. And it's very fun. It's very energetic. I feel like you two are like quite energized together, and you two really bounce off of each other very well. You like energize each other. You guys don't drain each other, you know, and you guys also don't hold on to each other where, you know, it's kind of like a possessive relationship. When we have the Four of Discs coming up reversed, when we're talking about your relationship with them, it is not a possessive relationship. This is a relationship of a lot of freedom, and like no judgment. There's like no judgment, lots of freedom, and it's very spontaneous. Very spontaneous, passionate. Sometimes this can also mean sexual energy. So for some of you guys, this could also be talking about a very close friendship with maybe somebody that you are romantic with. Again, it doesn't have to be that, but Ace of Wands can sometimes symbolize that. But this just means it's very spontaneous. Maybe you guys meet in a very spontaneous way, and then all of a sudden you guys have just become like really close, like decently quickly. Once this person does open up, it's just like all of a sudden you two do become best friends. Like once you do have that like breaking free moment of like, you know, once you're past the cold shoulder moment, all of a sudden it's just like, bam, best friends. And yeah, very, very spontaneous relationship here. Then we also have beginning, so the Fool. So this is something that's just like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, that also talks about spontaneity. It also talks about randomness, like unpredictability. So I do think you guys are gonna meet in a very unpredictable, odd way. It's gonna be quite unpredictable. It's just like, we just like fell into the situation. We're like, oh, okay, all right. Like, here we are, I guess. Also your relationship with them, it does revolve a lot around, again, this spontaneity and freedom, lots of freedom. You guys do not like, you're not possessive over each other at all. The Fool talks about lots of freedom. You allow each other to be who you are, and you just are friends because of the way that you two are, and because you like each other, right? But you don't like, you're not possessive over them, and you allow them to like, you know, have their freedoms and things like that. So let's find out the purpose of why they're coming into your life. So we're gonna take this deck of cards again. We're gonna find out why they're coming into your life. Ooh, they're turning the tables for you. They're here to show you positivity. They're here to show you a very good time. Like the Wheel of Fortune coming right side up, this is like, this person is going to help you see life in a way more colorful way. Like look at how this was like all black and white in the background. Maybe you guys were living a very black and white life. Maybe things were just like, you know, it's good this day, it's nah this day. It's just very black and white. It's very neutral. It's almost like you guys were living a very neutral life. Things were just good. They were normal. They were okay. This person's coming into your life to bring in color. Like this person's bringing the vibes, the emotion. They are turning your life into a colorful time, a colorful experience. They're here to open your world to more. And you're almost going to realize, like, once you meet this person, that, like, that you were living a very neutral life before. And you're going to be like, wait, this is how, like, you know, they open you to more. They open you to more that you didn't see before. Then we also have the Nine of Swords. This person's also going to help you get away from, like, negative thinking. I think this person's very positive thinking, and they're going to, it's almost like you guys get a reflection of yourself through them, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, I didn't really notice that I was kind of living this way where I had just, you know, like all sorts of maybe fears or anxieties or stress, or like, you know, maybe you kept yourself in sort of a box, or you had like certain ideas or beliefs about life and the way that life was going, and this person kind of like breaks that down and helps you live a lot more colorfully and takes you kind of maybe out of a certain box that you've been. Although I don't feel like you guys are necessarily in like a box, but I do think that this person does expand you a lot more. Let's find out one more why this person is coming into your life. Ooh, there we go. Something right away came up. Let's see. Nine of Cups, fulfillment. Ooh, this card is so good. This is you're like getting granted a wish. So this person's also coming into your life maybe because you've been asking for somebody like this. Maybe you've been desiring a friendship or, you know, whatever like this. You've been desiring something like this. So this person's here to like, they're like your blessing, something that you've been asking for. And, you know, you might have not even been asking for necessarily a friendship, but maybe you've been asking to, you know, live a more fun, spontaneous, exciting life, and this person's going to help open up that door for you. That's pretty exciting. Ooh, baby. So let's add on some more cards. Let's find out a little bit more about the archetype of who they are. So we have our archetype cards. Let's see if we can get anything a little bit more specific here for who they are. There we go. Ooh, detective. This person I feel like likes reading. This person Yeah, even look at this. Great powers of observation and intuition, the desire to seek out the truth. This person's a total truth seeker. I don't think that you can lie around this person. This person, I think, knows a lot about psychology or just the way that people work. This person's just very smart. I don't think that you can really lie around them. So this person, yeah, who they are, they're somebody who I think is very truthful, very honest, and they also don't take no BS, essentially. Like they're not here to be friends with people who, you know, aren't of integrity. They're here to be friends with people who are of high integrity. And I do think that this person's, yeah, they're very observational. I do think this person has a great intuition. That's why I don't think you can lie around this person. And I do think that they're an avid learner. Like just the fact that she's holding her eye through a book, this person's like an avid learner. And they're more observational than you even think. Let's get one more card here. Even their career might have something to do with like learning a lot or truth seeking or like uncovering mysteries and things like that. Like who knows? It could have a correlation there. All right, let's see what else we get coming out over here. So we also have child wounded. So this awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens up learning, path of forgiveness. So this person, like I was kind of picking up on the fact that they've been through maybe a harder childhood or something harder in the past. So this makes sense. So who they are, they've definitely been hurt in the past, and I think that they desire to help people. And maybe that's why they know a lot about psychology, is because they experienced lots of different personality types growing up, and they've already maybe experienced a lot of things with different sorts of people. And that's why I don't think that they don't take no shit, basically. We also have Knight, so loyalty, romance, chivalry, a love of honor. So this fits in with what I was saying. This person's very truthful, they're very honest, and they very much respect honest people. They only associate themselves with people of integrity. I think that they're a very loyal person. I think that they love romance, they love people of honor and people of integrity. And we also have the warrior. Ooh. So yeah, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice. So this person's willing to do a lot for people that they love. But I think that they've also been taken advantage of in the past. So I think that they watch out a little bit about how they give to people now, because I think they've been easily taken advantage of. But they're willing to give a lot for people that they care about. So this is a really good friend to have around you guys. My goodness. Let's get maybe a little bit more. We're just getting real detailed today, guys. We're getting really into it. So let's see more about your relationship with them. We're going to take these cards to find out more about your relationship. So it's very relaxing. I think it's going to be very relaxing to be around this person. It's very comfortable. They make you feel comfortable. Once you get to know them. Because again, we have that cold shoulder at first, but once you get to know them, I think that this person makes you feel really comfortable. They might bring up old wounds, because I think that, again, this person seems like a healer, but they might bring up old wounds for you guys as you get to know them a little bit more. So there could be things that they point out in you that are maybe painful for you guys to look at as this relationship maybe progresses and gets deeper. I think that, but it's to heal. Because again, we have that rest, but then also pain. So I think that this person, a bit more about your relationship with them, this person's gonna like do shadow work on you without even knowing it, whether this person knows what that is or not, because shadow work isn't like, it's just a thing that is natural. It's about reflection, right? So this person might, they might bring out some certain things that we need to heal. So yes. Let's try to get maybe one more card from this, and then we're going to get into zodiac signs. All right, we also have confidence. This person, they come across very confident. They do. This person comes across confident. I also think they come across humble, because they've experienced that. But yeah, that's a great one. I also think that they will inspire you to be a bit more confident too. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into zodiac signs. We're going to get the top 3. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising. Again, it is a general reading, but we're going to try to get as specific and accurate as possible. So let's roll this one 3 times to see zodiac signs. So we have, look at that. What was I saying this whole time, you guys? You can't make this up. This is Scorpio right here, if you guys do not know. Oh my goodness. How many times have I said possibly Scorpio in this reading? Like, I'm getting a lot of Scorpio vibes. So they might not even be like sun sign Scorpio, but maybe they have a lot of 8th house stuff. Maybe they have a lot of planets in Scorpio. They could be Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, for example. Let's see what else we get. Capricorn. We get Capricorn coming out in this pile as well. So Scorpio, Capricorn energy. And we also get Pisces coming up. I was feeling a little bit of that water sign energy too. Pisces makes sense. So yes, Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces energy here. And again, Capricorn, Pisces, this could also just mean that there's a lot of planets in that area, maybe in those houses, right? Because that's a 10th and 12th house. So 8th, 10th, and 12th house. They might have a lot going on in those areas. So with that being said, let's roll all these together to get any last info on this reading for you guys. So we have Sagittarius, we have Uranus, so this person, yes, we have the Fool, and we also have Uranus coming in. So Uranus in Sagittarius gets Sag energy, and in the 4th house. This person is very spontaneous. They're gonna rock your world. They're gonna change up so much. Wow, so when you meet this person, there might even be a point where you live with this person too, with the 4th house coming up, and it's gonna be very spontaneous too. I think it's gonna happen maybe really quick, really unexpectedly, that you're going to maybe move in, live with this person. Again, it's a general reading, so I'm just pointing out like all the different things that I see, because this doesn't necessarily have to mean moving in together, but they're definitely gonna rock the boat and help you live a more spontaneous life. They're gonna really like, once they come into your life, it's almost like your whole life got flipped, turned upside down. Yeah, that kind of, if you guys ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's kind of like the little quote of the song that's coming to my head. It's like your life gets flipped, turned upside down, but not upside down actually, because this person's coming in to actually flip it upright, essentially. So I think that it's going to be a great time, and it's going to be very spontaneous, and your life will do a 180, but in the best way possible when you meet this person. Again, I do think there's a possibility that you guys will live together at some point. Definitely a good possibility of that. I also think you're going to travel a lot with this person. You might even move to a new city with this person. It's going to be very spontaneous, very unexpected, like huge unexpected changes. And I do think that you're meeting them in a very unexpected way. We get a lot of that energy here. Also, their philosophies, they might change your belief systems, or they might even just take it a step further into more like, this is all about philosophy, right? And I think that this person is very philosophical. I think because they've been through so much, they've experienced so much. This person loves philosophy is what I'm getting from this reading as well. Wow, this could also be a long distance. Maybe this person's from another background or another country with Uranus and Sagittarius here. So maybe this person's even from another country. This could be somebody that you meet online that lives very far away, for example. Or this could be, you know, just someone that you meet in an unexpected way. And maybe they are from a different like cultural background, possibly as well. So maybe they're not actually like long distance, but maybe they're from a different cultural background, or possibly even long distance when we have those. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, group 2. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be a reading. So let's get into who this person is that you're meant to be friends with, who they are. Let's get like personality, maybe a little bit about the way that they look, stuff like that. Let's see what we get for you guys. So pile 2, who you're meant to be friends with. All right, there we go. So let's see what we get for you guys. We get King of Wands. We also have King of Swords. King of Swords came up reversed. Let's see a little bit more before getting right into this. So who this person is. This person's very, very passionate. They might not be big on talking at first, or maybe not even big on listening. It could be an issue with either talking or listening. I'm getting kind of a vibe that this person maybe talks a lot, but maybe doesn't listen very well. Getting that vibe for some reason. This person likes to have a good time though, and they are someone who I think has a potential to be very successful, or might even be very successful when you meet them, but they have very big dreams. They're a huge dreamer. And this person likes to be the center of attention. King of Wands, this person really likes to be the center of attention. This is most likely somebody who is a fire sign. We're going to get into zodiac signs closer to the end of this reading, but when King of Wands does come up, this can be most likely fire signs. So that's either Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. We do also have the King of Swords. He is reversed, so I think that's a less likely zodiac sign. But again, it is a general reading, so it's worth pointing out. This could also be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I'm getting more of a masculine energy just because we have two kings coming out at first, but it doesn't have to be. Again, sometimes the gender doesn't really always come through, especially not in a general reading, but for most of you, I do think that this is more of a masculine male energy that you are meant to be friends with. If it is a female, this is just a female who is like the star of the show. She probably is somebody who is the runner of something, like she probably runs her own business, for example. Or if it's a guy, like this is a guy who is very much a leader. Like this person's a massive leader. They have a lot of masculine energy, and they definitely take no ish. I really think that this person maybe gets hot-headed very easily. They're very protective. They also have a very big heart. So once they love you so much. Like they would do anything for you. This person, I'm getting the vibes that they would definitely do anything for you, and they can get a little bit feisty. This person can definitely get a bit feisty. And I feel like this person can also be very mean when they feel like it's the time to be that way. This person can get pretty fiery, okay? Quite fiery. The King of Swords, when reversed, sometimes mean that maybe they just don't have the best communication skills. You know, it could be that not necessarily that they don't talk a lot, because I do feel like with the King of Wands, this person probably talks a lot, but they probably just don't have the best communication skills in general. Like they might trigger people very easily and stuff like that. So let's get a little bit more into this. Let's find out what else we get. So we also get the Eight of Wands being reversed. So again, that deals with communication. This person has some sort of, I think that this person still has a lot to learn with communication. A lot to learn. They might even be somebody who's like, you know, it's hard to get a hold of them at times. Or maybe they're just like hard to, you know, talk about deeper stuff with. This person seems like they're more like, they like to talk a lot. I'm getting just bad listening vibes from them is kind of what I'm getting from here. That's like what I keep hearing in my mind when I'm trying to tap into this like bad communication and figure out what it is. I keep getting the fact that they seem like they could talk your ear off a lot, but maybe they're not as good at listening. Let's see what else we get. We also get Chariot. So this person, movement. This person is probably hard to tie down. I feel like this is someone who you wouldn't find sitting at home. Like if you try to call them and you ask them like, oh, what are you doing right now? They're almost never at home. I'm getting the vibe that this person's almost never at home. They are always out and about. They're always wanting to have some sort of movement in their life and stuff like that. I'm getting like, they do have their stable parts though, because I'm kind of making this person sound unstable, but I do feel like this person is like, they're good at being this personality. They're good at that. Like they have control over, and they've kind of figured out how to navigate their own personality, if that makes sense. So I feel like they figured out how to live life the way that they live it, but I think that they're a very unique person. Very, very, very unique. Let's see what else we get. We get Ace of Pentacles. I think that this person has a lot of desire and a lot of drive to attain material things. They have a lot of drive and a lot of passion for that. I feel like this is also somebody who dresses themselves up very well every time they go somewhere. I'm getting that vibe as well. I do get a vibe that this person does put a decent amount of emphasis on material items. I was kind of getting a little bit of that vibe when I was looking at the King of Wands, but this one just kind of confirms it. I don't think it's like too out of control, but I do think that this person is like somebody who, they like the finer things in life. Getting that vibe. They definitely like the finer things in life. Also, I think that this person does, again, they have that potential to be very successful. They might not be yet, again, it is a general reading, or they might be super successful already. Again, it's a general reading, but I do think that there's this potential as they get older to have a lot of success in their life. We do also have the Four of Cups right here. This person, I think, has a lot to realize around relationships. I think that they're really good at their material life, really good at their motivation, their drive, and their inspiration. All of that, I think they have it down. They're good at that. But when it comes to real communication, real connection, I think that this person has bad luck in relationships. I'm kind of almost getting the vibe, I know we're not even into this section of the reading yet, but I'm almost getting this vibe that you are here to teach them deeper connection and relationship. But we'll see what comes up as we get into that more and more. But yeah, let's get into your relationship with this person. Let's see what we get coming in. Your relationship with them. Ooh, that's interesting. So this person might not be like a great talker with other people, but I feel like with you, they gain a lot of clarity with you. Somehow you open them up to talking. We also have the star right here. Interesting. So your relationship with them is really good. Their personality might be a lot to take for other people, but you're just like, no, I got it. Like, I feel like you somehow relate to this person very well. Very, very well. Let's see what else we get. I also feel like you're like, maybe they've come into your life when you were on your, look, we got the chariot again. We got 2 chariots. Very interesting. You two, I think, are almost opposites. Because this chariot, we have that black and white horse, and then the black and white horse, like, I think that you two are opposites. I think that you're very different than this person, and you meet each other at the right time. And the star talks about like divine timing. And it's almost like when you two needed each other the most, and it almost felt like you didn't have very many friends when you met each other. Either, like, it could have been either or, like, either they didn't have a lot of friends, or either you didn't have a lot of friends, or maybe you were kind of both in the same situation. But it's kind of like, I think you two form like a very deep connection. Like, you two understand each other on such a deep level. And this could even be like, maybe the communication isn't always the greatest because maybe they're not a great listener, but even still, it's like you two just understand each other mentally and like deeply. You two have a deep understanding together. It's very deep. And even when this person's acting all wild, I feel like you just have such a deep understanding of them that it's like okay, and you understand why they are that way, and you kind of just love them for who they are, is the vibe that I'm getting. But I think you two balance each other out. Because maybe you're somebody who isn't as fiery, you're not as like social and like out there and eccentric. You might be somebody who's a little bit more like reserved, and they're bringing that part out of you because they almost like bring you into situations where they're so eccentric that you are almost it's like an energy sort of thing that they're bringing out of you in order for you to learn to kind of be this way, be a bit more this way. So it's like you're serving a purpose for them by teaching them more how to be a little bit more calm, and how to balance their energy, because their energy is a bit imbalanced. I think that they're more all about themselves, and like they have a bit more of an ego going on, and they don't think as much about maybe other people. Whereas you are somebody who thinks so much about other people and a lot less about yourself. And that's I think why you're so reserved. So I think that you two are here to kind of like balance each other out. Very interesting. Let's get one more card here for your relationship with them. It's like you two literally complete each other because you two are such opposites. People are like, wait, why are they friends? They're so different. But it's like, it just works for you guys. Let's see what else we get. So your relationship with them. We got the Prince of Wands and also the Princess of Wands, and they're both reversed. You are there to kind of like calm down their fire. You're here to bring them to a more balanced state. You're here to kind of like teach them about that. So I think that this is like a huge learning relationship where you two are learning so much from each other. Like you bring them more inward. There might be times when you guys like there could be times when you guys almost like trigger each other too. There might be times in your relationship where that might happen, like some triggering. We have that instigation word that's like totally sticking out to me here. Very interesting. Let's get into this even more. So why are they in your life or coming into your life? So if you already know this person, why are they in your life? If you do not know this person, and they're coming in the future, why are they coming into your life? So let's find out about that. I feel like taking these cards again for this question. So why? What purpose? We kind of already touched on that a bit, but let's see what else comes up. Judgment. So letting go of old belief systems. Judgment. Maybe you guys have a fear of, maybe you guys have some social anxiety that they're breaking apart for you, and they're allowing you to open up in different ways, to expand in different ways, and you're helping them open up and expand in different ways. So you two are both in each other's lives to help let go of your guys' inhibitions, to help let go of negative belief systems, to help kind of introduce each other to a whole new world. So yes, that makes total sense. Let's see what else we get. So why are they in or coming into your life? Wow, to help bring balance and to help bring so much good emotion out of each other. You two are here to find the good emotion, to also find what real connection is. I think that you are teaching this person what real emotion and connection is, what really matters in the world. Okay, that's totally, I got goosebumps when I said that. You are here to teach them about what really matters in this world, because I think that you guys have kind of like had some insight upon what really matters. Like, it's not the material stuff that matters. It's not the ego that matters. It's more about your connection, the fulfillment, what's really fulfilling, what fulfillment really comes from. Where does fulfillment really come from? Because this person seems a little bit lost, and you guys maybe need to open up a little bit more as well. And so it's kind of like you two are learning and bouncing off of each other and able to learn these deeper lessons. See what else we have coming up over here. These ones kind of came out sideways, so I'm not sure if they're supposed to be upright or reversed, but we're just gonna go into it. So we have the Two of Wands, all about expansion. You two are here to open each other up. So you're here to open this person up more emotionally. They're here to open you up more passionately and a bit more fiery, to get that fieriness more out of you. And yeah, you're here for their emotions. They're here to expand you with fire, passion, socialization, stuff like that. It's both a spiritual journey, because I almost see this as each of you, right? So both of you are on this like spiritual journey, because the wands talk about, spiritual lessons as well. So you two are here to learn very deep soul work together. It's almost like you two are such opposites, but you stem from the same point, if that makes sense. So I think that's why you guys understand each other so well, because it's like you guys are opposites, but see how they're like opposites? They look like they're from different angles and from different perspectives, but they stem from the same point. So that's like you guys. All right, and then Knight of Cups. That's just you guys teaching them what really is fulfillment, how to fill up their cup, because I feel like this person feels very empty, and that's why they have such drive and motivation, because they have such drive and motivation because they're trying very hard to fill up their cup, to feel fulfilled. But internally, they don't know why their cup isn't filling, and you're here to tell them about what really is fulfilling, what fulfillment really is. Six of Cups. You two also, I think, again, you stem from the same point. You might have a very similar childhood in certain ways, or you might relate on something in the past. Maybe you guys even just grew up together. Maybe this is a childhood friend that you already know, that you've known for a very long time. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting, you guys. Sometimes, I think this is a message for a very few of you, not a lot of you, but very few of you. You'll know if it's you, obviously. This can sometimes mean siblings. So this could even be a sibling of yours that you're meant to be friends with, that maybe you guys feel like opposites, but again, you stem from the same point, right? So some of you guys might be siblings with this person. Maybe you're meant to have a closer relationship with them. Maybe you guys even are close, but this is what you guys are learning together. But again, I feel like that message is for very few of you, but I really felt like saying that. For others of you, this is just someone that I think you're going to relate to a lot. You might meet them at a younger age, or you guys heal childhood stuff. Sorry, I just like smacked my camera. You guys might be healing like childhood trauma together, right? And you two like seem like opposites, but you're almost healing the same things, you know, because you figured out one side and they figured out the other side. So you guys are like opposites that balance each other out and teach each other what you guys need to balance out within yourselves. So yes, let's find out a little bit more about your relationship with them with these cards right here. This card's really wanting to come out, Ghosts, and it's upside down. A bit more about your relationship with them. There could be times when you guys don't speak to each other, and like there could have been moments. So maybe if you guys did know each other for a long time, there might be long periods where you guys don't talk to each other, and then you guys make up and then become friends again and stuff like that. So Ghost is making me think about that. So it does seem, I want to point out, this relationship does seem a little bit like it has its like hard aspects, but I do think that this person's here to teach you lessons. It might not be the most healthy relationship, but it is here to teach you some deep stuff, right? But hopefully you guys can get to a more balanced area, but it does look like you guys are meant to be friends with them for a period of time, at the very least, to teach things. More about your relationship. You two are very protective over each other. It's almost like even though you guys go through hard times, so this could even be talking about going through hard times, even when you guys argue and you're like, I'm never gonna, like, I don't want to talk to this person ever again. It's like you two are just still so bonded in a deep way. Again, this is like kind of a little bit more of an unhealthy thing right here. But again, I think it's for a deeper purpose. But anytime that you're in a toxic thing, it is always best to, you know, have self-respect. So I do want to add that message in there, just personally, as I'm reading this. Like, it's always good to have self-respect, right? But you two, I think, are very meant to learn from each other. Okay? You are maybe learning to be a bit more forward and, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I feel like I'm getting a submissive vibe from you guys, where it's hard for you guys to speak up about certain things, and it's hard for you to stand up for yourself. But they're teaching you, they're serving a purpose in your life to teach you how to stand up for yourself more, how to be a bit more, there's a specific word that I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, I cannot find it. But yeah, basically the gist of it is standing up for yourself more, okay? They're bringing that out of you a little bit more, and how to become a stronger person, and you're teaching them how to be a bit more soft. Okay, so with that being said, let's get a little bit more about who they are. We're going to take these archetype cards, and let's see what else we get for you guys. We're getting super into detail on this reading. These ones are longer readings, but I'm loving it. Maybe we'll do more readings like this in the future where they're like longer and we're just getting like super into it. So we have King. Oh, that's so interesting, because I was getting this very... So this person... So they could be either or of these is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So the good part of them is that they're enlightened, benevolent, leadership, benefiting those in your charge. I think this person... They do have a big ego. I keep getting that this person has a decently big ego. I'm getting most likely they're a Leo. Most likely, because a lot of times, like, you know, all the things that we're talking about are associated with like Leo type of stuff. But also there's good sides of Leo too. So I don't want any of my Leos to get offended. You guys are such big-hearted people. You guys are such loves. And I know not all Leos are the same. But then the shadow attributes, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Okay, so they could have a little bit of either of those. I'm getting more of this person. They are a very kind person. They have a very good heart, but I do think that they do need to learn certain things, right? So let's see what else we get for who they are. So we also have the rebel. Yeah, that makes sense. So challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So yeah, this person is a little bit of a, yeah, that makes sense, right? We don't even need to get into that. That makes sense. So one thing that I think that they will be learning, though, is how to serve humanity with humility. Because I think that this person has a lot of potential, And one thing that they will eventually learn how to do is how to turn their big ego and stuff like that into, you know, being somebody in the spotlight. Because this person clearly has no fears of being in the spotlight. So they could use it for a good thing as they learn humility. Okay, so they could actually use their gifts for good. And I think eventually that they will. But it does seem like they start out a little bit more about them. But I do think that they have a good heart. I do think, I'm getting vibes that this person has a good heart, okay? Very good heart. But they just are learning how to develop emotional stuff. So then we also have child orphan, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. So I think that this person, the way that they became who they are is probably because they've maybe had stuff growing up where they had to become very independent very quickly. And this is why they are constantly striving for acceptance by buying material things or by kind of being very like a big inflated ego, is because they're looking for that validation, they're looking for that security, and they're constantly striving for that security. So they're constantly striving for really big things because they seek that validation. We also have hermit, so seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. I think that they're eventually going to become this person. It's like they go from this other person that we're talking about, and they eventually, as they become humble, they become more inward later on. We also have student, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. This person's very smart, and I think that they're going to become more inclined to doing something and helping humanity in some way. I think that the job that they desire to have is to help humanity, and I think that they're going to desire that. Like, they even desire it right now. They might even already have that, but they're getting past their own stuff. And I mean, we all have our own stuff going on, right? So that's kind of what we're seeing over there of who you're meant to be friends with. Again, this could be even a sibling of yours for some of you guys, but that, again, I feel like that's very few of you guys, but again, could be. Let's roll our zodiac sign dice now and find out the top 3 zodiac signs that this person's most likely going to be. This could be sun, moon, or rising sign. It could also just be like dominant houses or prominent signs in their birth chart. So let's see what we get over here. We get Sagittarius, so fire signs. Are we even surprised? We also get Gemini coming up. So Sag, Gemini. We also get Taurus coming up. Very interesting. So that is what we're seeing right there. So now we're going to roll all of these together to get any last info on this reading for you guys. Also, I want to point out I'm definitely getting Leo vibes from this pile as well. All right, so we have Mars in Scorpio in the 3rd. All right, so you guys might meet each other based on mutual friends, the 3rd house. 3rd house is also, they're bringing out your ability to communicate. And this also deals with listening as well, because Gemini, it's dealing with communication, right? So listening and communicating. It also deals with lifelong learning, being a student, constantly learning. Mars in Scorpio, learning how to be a little bit more calm. This person, I think, can very much get hot-headed very quickly, right? Mars and Scorpio people, it's like it's kind of out of nowhere. It's like unexpected bursts of like energy, unexpected bursts of like emotion, right, coming up. So this person can be a bit unpredictable, I'm feeling, but you're here to kind of like teach them to calm down and stuff like that. So who you are meant to be friends with. We're meant to learn from this person and balance each other out, okay? So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading. So let's just get right into it. This is a little different than normal because we're shuffling right off the bat. So let's see what we get for you guys. This is going to be who they are. We're going to be finding out about who this friend is. So let's see what comes up for you guys. All right. So we have water signs coming up at first, lots of water going on over here. I also get the Lovers coming up, so that can deal with, so that could also mean, this could just mean a really close friendship. This could also mean a romantic partnership, things like that. So for some of you guys, this could be romantic. Let's see what else we get going on. This card also does rule Gemini, or is ruled by Gemini. We get Gemini and water signs. So water signs could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I also have Queen of Pentacles coming up, so that's earth signs. All right, so there's enough cards right there. So let's talk about who they are. So pile 3, here's what came up at first. Actually, these came up after, so we'll put that like that. All right. So yeah, definitely getting water signs off the bat for the most part, or maybe they're just water dominant in their chart. So let's talk about it, you guys. Let's get into it. This person's very emotional. They desire very close emotional connections. I am getting a bit of a vibe that this person, when you do meet them, they might be very indulgent. You know, they might indulge a lot. They might overspend their money. They might be super indulgent. But this person, like, they're almost like everything that you could ask for. The Nine of Cups. This person's like everything that you could ask for. But I do think that this person's like easily influenced emotionally. Is kind of a vibe I'm getting. Yeah, this person might have a bit of like people pleaser issues when you first meet them. They might be somebody who really like needs you to like them. They do a lot. They go kind of above and beyond. Okay, actually, you know, a feeling that I'm totally getting from this pile right now, I just got such a deep feeling. So the reason why the King of Cups is reversed is they give so much of themselves. And that's why it's kind of like, you know, it comes out next to the Nine of Cups. They give so much. They want you to enjoy. They get their joy out of pleasing other people. So yeah, like people pleaser kind of thing. But I think that it's just like part of their personality. Like they want to see other people happy, especially if you are close to them. If you mean a lot to this person, they desire to make you happy. They will go above and beyond. They will almost do anything. They'll bend over backwards for you. They will give so much of themselves for you. And so that's kind of like why it's almost like everything that you could ever wish for, is because almost anything that you desire, this person's like, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Like if you tell them like, oh, you know, I want to like go to Miami for my birthday, or Mexico or New York, whatever, this person's like, let's make it happen. Or if you like come home and you're like, oh gosh, I have a really tight shoulder, I just like, oh, it hurts so bad, this person's like, I will give you a massage, do you want a bath, I'm gonna get you food, I'll make you anything you want, what do you want? Like this person is there to like give. They're there to give. So yeah, they will pour out their cup for the people that they love. Like this person is just like, yep. I also get the vibe that you guys might have a romantic partnership, the fact that Lovers comes up, but that doesn't always, it's not always the case. Again, it is a general reading. So this could also just talk about a very close friendship, to the point where it's like, you guys are like a soulmate friendship. It doesn't mean that you guys will be romantic, right? But it can mean like a soulmate relationship, or like, it can be romantic, the Lovers can be romantic, but it could also be platonic as well. So kind of just figure out how that maybe fits in for you, because again, it is a general reading. The Queen of Pentacles kind of makes me feel like this person can be a bit unbalanced at times, is a vibe that I'm getting from that. Or their schedule is just all over the place. I'm getting a vibe that this person's not very like, they're not very grounded. I get the vibe that this person has just a lot of freedom in their life, or they live their life with a lot of freedom, with a lot of spontaneity. It can come across a bit imbalanced at times, but I think that this person becomes balanced around you with the Lovers. Like this person's quite, maybe, like their schedule is just all over the place. That's the vibe I'm getting, is like their schedule is just everywhere. So let's see what else we get. We have the Emperor being reversed. This person, I think, has a lot of potential for success. A lot of potential for it. Again, it is a general reading, so some of them, for some of you guys, this person might already be very, very successful, but I'm getting like they're successful in not a very traditional way. I don't know if that's going to make sense for you guys. I don't know. That's just like something that I'm just sort of picking up on. Maybe that'll make sense to some of you guys. But yeah, this person desires to, I think they have a lot of energy to make it very far in life. But depending on when you meet them, they'll either have already made that happen, or maybe they're still working on that, or they're working on those big dreams. But this person is here to kind of like offer anything that you desire. They're so pleased when they make people happy. Like, it makes them happy to make people happy. I hope that makes sense. Of course that makes sense, but yeah. We also have the Seven of Wands being reversed. This person, this can come across in two different ways. This can come across as somebody who's competitive, but I'm not really feeling that for this particular pile. This can also mean that this person sees people as above them. It's sort of the vibe I'm getting from this. Or they might have you on a pedestal. They might think very highly of you. They might think that you're like too good for them. That's very interesting. I feel like this person's very humble. Or they have a kind of like a lack of confidence is what I'm getting, or they at least go through that in some point of their life, is this sort of like lack of confidence. And I think that you look at this person and you're like, oh my gosh, you have so many reasons to be confident. Like, why would you be unconfident? And this person's just like, well, it just is the way it is. It is the way it is. Let's see what else we get. We get the Eight of Cups being reversed. This one's interesting. So who they are, they're not one to like let go of something easily or to walk away from something easily. They're not one to ever break something up either. Like, it's hard for them to like walk away from friendships that mean a lot to them. So if, for example, like if they're ever friends or close with somebody that they have a really deep connection with, or they form a deep connection with, this person like comes back to fix it. They're like, no, we're gonna fix this. I'm not gonna walk away from it. They don't walk away easily from things. They come back to fix. And they'll like, yeah, they almost like are someone who's willing to forego their own desires to make something work. That's what this person seems like. Okay, let's see what else we're getting over here. We also have Six of Cups. Okay. So for you guys, I think that this person is going to be really close to you. You're going to be really close with this person. Like, to the point where you guys know like everything about each other. You also might meet them at a young age for some of you guys. Again, it is a general reading, so sometimes I don't like pointing out the super specific stuff. But for some of you guys, you might know them from a really young age. Or you two kind of just bring out like the fun, like childhood stuff together. This person, I feel like, has a goofy side. They have a really goofy side. Or they do, if you guys are in like a deep relationship, they might enjoy baby talk. I'm getting that vibe. I don't know why. Like, I don't think I've ever said that in a reading before, but Six of Cups can talk about like children. And so I'm getting sort of a baby talk vibe from that. Or that they still have like that like little kid in them, where they can turn into a little kid and just be like, oh, let's go like have fun, like do like whatever. Like they feel like they still have that like childhood innocence kind of vibe. Or that they still have an inner child, like, sort of vibe. Anyway, moving on. Nine of Wands. This can mean that this person's experienced a lot of heartache, a lot of maybe betrayal from other people. And maybe that's why they seek so hard to make people happy, is because they've experienced a lot of betrayal from certain people. And they've maybe like done so much for other people, but it didn't like work out. So this person has this personality of like, they still wear their heart on their sleeve. Like, it's very interesting. This person is like, they have so much to give, is like what I'm getting this vibe of. They have so much to give, and they're just willing to give, even though I think that they've been taken advantage of in the past. I think that they've been hurt or betrayed in the past, but they're still like, I'm here to wear my heart on my sleeve again. Like, here we are. I also think this person's very forgiving, extremely forgiving. Like, it's almost like it doesn't matter what kind of hardships you go through with this person. This person's just like, I'm always here. Like, we can always work this out. We can always fix it. Like, let's fix it. Let's get back to a good space. they always desire to get back to a good space. Like this person's not someone who's just going to get up and leave and like you don't have to worry about them ever like leaving you. Let's see. Let's get into this even more. So this one is going to be your relationship with them. What is your relationship like with them? We have the Princess of Discs. This is, they're in it for the long haul. Like, yeah, they're willing to put in the work, essentially. Your relationship might be, you guys might meet each other at a time where you two are not as maybe developed at first. You two still have a lot of learning about life and relationships, and you're going to be learning a lot about that together. Okay, let's get even deeper into this. So your relationship with them. I think that there's also like really funny humor together. I think that for some reason when I look at this, I'm also getting banter, like funny banter. You two enjoy funny banter together. We also have the Nine of Swords about your relationship with them. So this one's interesting. I think that this person has like a lot of anxiety. Also, you might be somebody that maybe like, this one's interesting. Because I feel like this person would bend over backwards for you and almost do anything, but there could be certain things like that we still have anxiety over. Maybe it's like the past. Maybe you two have had like such a history together. So if you guys already know this person, that might make sense in some kind of way, because maybe you two have had a lot of past together that still is just like, you know, we still need to kind of like go through the healing process of it. But this person's definitely willing to go through the healing process. I'll say that. Maybe you two both have had like harder relationships in the past where you kind of fear that this person's gonna like, you know, maybe fear losing them. We also have the Four of Swords. So I do feel like it's getting to a place where it's very comfortable, but I think you two like relate on past pains, I'm almost getting. So it's almost like you two, we're not even into this question yet, but I almost feel currently like you two are in each other's lives to like heal past trauma and to like heal it from each other, because I think you two can heavily relate on past trauma together. We also have Hermit about your relationship together. I feel like you two aren't people that go out a lot. Like you guys don't have a relationship where you're like, oh, you know, there's this party happening tonight, let's go. Or like, oh, everyone's meeting out and going out tonight, let's go. You two are like not that type. I feel like you two have the type of relationship where it's more inside. That's why we also have that rest card. Like your guys' relationship is like, let's just chill together and let's just have like a quiet evening. Let's like Netflix chill. Like you guys are like chill people. I'm not even necessarily feeling a Netflix vibe, but that's just like for example, you two like to have a bit more calm gatherings together. I don't feel like you two are like, let's go turn up on a Tuesday or even on the weekend. Like you guys are like, let's just like make food together, like order in and like just chill. Totally getting that vibe. But I do think that you guys also just feed off of each other's energy. You two understand each other's energy. You guys almost have the same energy level. Like, and you two understand. It's like, whenever you want to do something, that person's like, that's exactly what I feel like doing right now. You two just like, you have energy at the same time and you also want to rest and relax at the same time. And I think that you two really relate on the activities that you guys like to do together. That you guys really relate on that aspect. There's not like one of you that's like, I like to go out, come out. And then the other one's like, I don't feel like it. Like you two are on the same energy wavelength almost all the time. Like you two really relate to each other on like your guys' energy wavelengths. So with that being said, let's get into why they're in your life or why they're like coming into your life if you don't know this person yet. So why are they either like in your life or coming in? What purpose do they serve being your friend? Ace of Cups being reversed. So you guys are learning and teaching about like how to fill up your own cup versus when to give to another person. I think that you two are learning a lot about like what balance is in love and relationships together. You guys are here to learn about what give and take really is in a relationship and what to expect and not expect in a relationship, how to fill up your own cup and not require it from another person, not to seek out happiness through other people's happiness. I think that you two are also learning about codependency together. I think that this person kind of maybe has slight codependency vibes. And you two are learning about how to not have this like codependent sort of relationship. So you two will be learning about that together. I keep like smacking my camera today, my poor camera. Let's put that card over there. All right. What other purposes do they serve in your life? I also want to point out, I keep hearing the word codependency here. I just keep hearing it. Just going to point that out. Okay, so why else? Okay, let's get into it. This one came out like this. These ones came out sideways, so we're just going to... 5 of Swords, how to be more honest and how to let go of fear. Ooh, I'm hearing that so much right now. How to let go of fear and anxiety around relationships. How to really let go and not be so needy. But this is letting go of neediness. This is letting go of fear and anxiety about other people and trust issues. Ooh, I'm hearing trust issues right now. This person's here to teach you about trust issues. This person's here to teach you about honesty, integrity, like what it means to be really honest, what it means to be really fair, what to expect and not expect. I think that you two might have certain like moments of like disagreements almost. Like there's this imbalance of like, oh, I'm doing so much for you and you never appreciate it and blah, 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 blah. Learning boundaries. Like sometimes people who are people pleasers, they get angry because people take advantage of them. But at the same time, they're the ones that are offering to bend over backwards. So it's almost like, oh, well, if you're willing to give so much of that, you can't expect people to give you the same in return. Like you can't give so much and then expect somebody to do the same. You just need to be you, be authentically you without being a people pleaser. And we're not supposed to bend over backwards for people. We're just supposed to give what we know we can give and love people for what they can give and are willing to give, right? And if they don't give what we want, then we find somebody who can give us what we desire and what we want. We're finding people who are compatible instead of creating compatibility when there's not, right? So this is learning that lesson. So yeah. Then we also have the 4 of Cups. Expectations, you guys. This is a huge relationship that will be teaching about what you can expect versus not expect from somebody. This is also teaching you how to look for compatibility and not create compatibility where there isn't. This person's here to teach you about that. This is also teaching you, about how to find people that really relate to you. We also have the Prince of Swords right here, determination. Wow. So the word determination is actually sticking out to me a lot. So I think that there's a lot of determination of like, I can make this work. I can make this work. And I think that this person heavily has to learn about like, no, just if it's not working, it's not working. We can let go. Like, of course it's good to have commitment and to make things work when we need to make them work. But I think that this person almost doesn't know who they are and they mold themselves to be whatever somebody wants them to be. And they almost expect that other people are going to do the same to them. And when they don't get that, it's kind of like they get hurt, right? And so this is learning, that's that codependency that I'm talking about. So it's needing to let go of that, needing to learn more about communication, needing to learn more about defining who you are, what you want, defining boundaries, and figuring out who the other person is before jumping into it and just expecting that they're going to be a certain way for you, right? So learning a ton about that. Whew. We're getting deep into this, you guys. So next we're going to be talking about we're going back to your relationship with them. And we're just going to get some more cards on that. So a bit more information about your relationship with them. Yeah, we're conquering fears. We're literally facing certain fears that we have around relationships. This is going to be one of those relationships that teaches you about what you fear. Like, do you fear losing somebody? Do you hold on so tightly because you're so scared of losing them? Do we have fears around people being honest or truthful with us, right? We also have balance. So we're learning about what give and take really is. Balance. We're learning, look at like the balance here and the balance here. This almost reminds me of, again, codependency. I keep hearing the word codependency in this. Okay, what give and take really is, and how we can either expect that or not to expect that based on compatibility, right? Instead of expecting that someone's going to change for you. Finding someone that actually has the compatibility, who actually fits the puzzle piece, okay? So learning about that. All right, so we're going to get a little bit more about who they are now with these archetype cards. So let's get a little bit more about who this person is. Scribe, preserving knowledge and information. We also have altering facts and plagiarizing others' work. So fears about honesty. There's fears about honesty that come up in this. So more about who this person is. I would say that this person focuses a lot on what you say, and they hold what you say very near and dear. This person focuses a lot on words, and they remember almost everything that you say. Okay, more about who they are. Let's see. We have the, can't even pick this up. We have the guide card right here. So it represents the nature of the divine in life and yourself. Yeah, I don't feel like they're the shadow attribute at all. This guide thing, I think that this person lives a very intuitive life. Very intuitive. And I think that that's why they maybe get some anxieties, because maybe there's times where they can't tell the difference between fear or intuition. And so this person might have a lot of anxiety because of that. We also have mediator, gift for negotiating fairness. Yeah, this person's all about fairness, right? So if they give you a lot, they kind of almost expect that in return, even though you might not have really asked for it, but this person might be somebody who's very aware of what you give or what you take. So gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So this person is also very understanding. They're extremely understanding, which is great. It's a beautiful quality that they have. This person is super understanding. They're very good with their words. They're very good at, making sure that you understand. They really want you to understand them. They desire very much to understand you. But I do think that there is certain things here to learn about people pleasing, codependency, and fears over truth and honesty might come up as well. So with that being said, I know we're getting super detailed today. With that being said, let's go ahead and take our astro dice. We're going to roll the zodiac sign one 3 times to get the top 3 zodiac signs that they're most likely going to be. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign. It could also be just an area where they have a lot of planets, or for example, maybe they have a lot of planets in a certain house, right? Because they also correlate with the houses a bit. So let's see. Let's see what we get over here. We have Gemini coming up, which is also 3rd house. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising. We also have Scorpio coming up, that 8th house stuff right here. So that, again, could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising. Maybe a lot of 8th house qualities. Maybe a lot of planets in Scorpio. We also have Libra coming up, so 7th house stuff coming up for you guys. So, woo! So with that being said, let's also roll all these together to get any last information. So Saturn really wanted to pop out. All right. Saturn in Pisces in the 3rd house. Okay. So Saturn in Pisces in the 3rd. Yeah. This person focuses a lot on communication. They're very intuitive, but there's certain certain fears that might come up. They're very meticulous about communication. This person, I think, is going to be very meticulous about communication. And they desire to be very understood. They desire to really understand and be understood. I do think that this person's a very good listener and a very good communicator, but they just have a bit more to learn about, what balance really is. What is balance in a relationship? So I think that they're still learning that, and I think that that's the purpose of your guys' relationship, is to kind of like learn more about what that balance is. And that's maybe why we have Gemini coming up too. We're learning about the balance of what relationships really are, what we can give and what we can take, what is fair, right? So what balance really is. So that is what I am seeing for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be all about who you're meant to be friends with. So let's get started. All right, so this is going to be all about who they are that you're meant to be friends with. So we have 6 of Wands popping out. This is somebody who's very successful. This is somebody who might be the center of attention sometimes. Or somebody who might be like a big focus somehow. We also have the Knight of Pentacles coming up. Interesting. We got a lot of earth signs in that, so that could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Sorry, I just keep hitting my camera today. It's gonna happen a lot. My elbow just keeps hitting the stand today. It's just the way things are. It's just the energy of today. So more about who this person is. All right, there we go. Who they are. All right, so let's start talking about these two right here. So the 6 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. This person is probably very successful. And I still think that they have a huge road ahead of them still. But I do think that this person's quite successful in career. This person might even be well known for some of you guys. We also have the King of Wands. Yeah, so again, this person definitely might be like a well-known person. I think that they're very successful. Wow, very interesting. We just keep getting like confirmation about the fact that this person is just extremely successful. Also who they are, they're a very confident person. They're very confident in who they are. I think that this person could have a lot to teach with confidence, and they build up other people very well. They're also just such a lover of all people. I think that they care a lot about people. And I think that they're somebody who gets along with anybody. They're very social when they want to be, like I think they are very generous as well. I think that they have a lot to offer. I think that they have a lot to give. Okay, the next card that we have here is the 4 of Cups. There could be certain times where this person kind of struggles with sadness, or maybe when you meet them, they're in like a place of their life where they've recently gone through a hard time. Maybe they recently went through a hard time. Maybe they're slightly about to go through a hard time. Or I feel like it's in their past, though. I feel like this is in their past. That they have gone through a hard time, but they've made themselves and they've really worked on themselves. This isn't a person who I think stays in sadness for a very long time. I think that they have experienced a lot of like hardship in their life, but they've turned it into a positive thing. I think this person has experienced some dark times, but they've really turned it around, and I think that they've caused it to give them strength. I think that this person takes sadness and turns it into strength, and they almost wear it on their sleeve and like create it into something positive. They know how to like transmute it into something positive, a good lesson that they can teach, that they can just, they let their light shine. This is also somebody who highly lets their light shine. I think a lot of people notice their light too. I think that this is somebody who walks into a room and can change the energy of a room. There's somebody who likes to talk, they like to communicate, they can spark the fire in other people. This person also hugely loves to spark inspiration in other people. And I think that a huge reason why this person is in your life, and we're gonna get into that section in a little bit further into this reading, but intuitively, I'm also just kind of getting right now that this person serves a huge purpose in your life to help you see your worth and to help add inspiration into your life and see how big that you could possibly be. Because this person is a very big dreamer. They have big goals and they realize that magic can totally happen. Like I think that this person is somebody who's like, whatever you dream of, you can make happen. Like this is a person who firmly believes that you can create anything. And I think that this person's gonna be in your life to show you that, to show you that you can really create anything. And they're here to kind of like spark an inspiration and almost plant a seed in you to expand even further, to grow even further. Like this person's really gonna help you shine more. And this person's also gonna help you shine your light more. Because maybe you're, maybe you're somebody who might still have a bit of like parts of yourself that are closed down, or maybe that you don't show off very much. This person's going to be like, no, It's time to be in the spotlight. It's time to learn how to be in the spotlight, how to really own yourself, how to be confident in yourself, how to know thyself, and how to let that shine, how to let all of the uniqueness shine. I think that this person loves uniqueness in people. They love seeing the potential in people, and they love bringing out potential in people. Okay? We also have the Three of Swords being reversed. So yeah, this person, okay, that confirms what this was all about. This person has experienced some hardship in their life. Maybe they just recently got out of something when you first meet them, but they've changed it around. I don't think that this person lets it bother them. Because again, Three of Swords being reversed, they've healed from it. They're also a huge healer. They might be here to heal you even, okay? So this person might know lots about how to heal, how to get over certain things. And I think that this person might also show you some of that, or somehow there's a connection with that. Maybe you guys will have some sort of thing to relate on in that. But more about who this person is. There's somebody who heals, I think, very easily. Well, not necessarily very easily, but they've just figured out how to heal properly. This person's really worked on themselves. They've really done the inner work. Okay, this person's very much done that. The next card that we have the Moon coming up. This person can be quite mysterious. Definitely getting the vibes from the Moon. This person can be quite mysterious. They're also very intuitive. This person might be like psychic at times. They might see potential where others don't even see it. They might see opportunity where others don't even see it. Yeah, this person, they also, I think, are very quick to jump into the unknown. They like the unknown. They like, jumping into possibility. Okay, this person, I think, is a definite risk taker. They're okay taking big risks, and they probably have already taken some big risks in their life. Okay, next card. Oh, we have the Moon and the Sun. That's interesting. This person has depth and shine. This person's balanced in both. They're balanced in mystery and in total expressiveness. I think that this person doesn't readily talk about much of their past, but I think that they're also an open book if you ever ask about it. Such an open book, but they don't readily go and share everything. They're but they don't hide anything either. They're there to shine it if you want to know about it. Okay, this person is fully integrated. I'm just getting a vibe that this person is fully integrated. This person is just very knowledgeable. Especially when it comes to, they've learned from their own experiences a lot. This person's very mature and developed. Ooh, and then that just confirms it. They're very mature, they're very developed. They're not a people pleaser. They're very authentic. They're authentically themselves. They are proud of themselves, but they also understand that nobody's perfect. And they've kind of embraced their flaws. They've embraced their shadow self. They've embraced all sorts of sides of themselves. And they understand themselves. They're somebody who knows themselves very well, and they've accepted themselves for who they are, right? And so I think that this person is very integrated. They're very worldly. I think that they're somebody who cares a lot about other people. Okay, they're also probably well-traveled. I think that they probably like to travel. The Sun and the World talk about that, so this person might be well-traveled as well. Let's see if I see anything else happening over here. I'm getting that this person either has brown hair or slightly light, either light brown or reddish, maybe even hair. Definitely getting that vibe heavily. But they also have just such an aura about them that's very strong. It's a very strong aura. It's very fun. I think this person's very fun, very exciting. They know how to bring happiness out. They know how to just shine a light. They know how to bring people out of dark places. If you're ever in a dark place, this is the perfect person to have around because they know how to change that darkness into brightness. They know how to, they also see very well in people, the deep sides of people. I think that they see people very well. They understand people very well. Okay, so with that being said, your relationship with them. Let's get some information on what your relationship will be like with them or is like. Justice being reversed. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm really not feeling the reverse vibe for this particular person and your relationship with them. But maybe they're here to bring you, oh yeah, getting a total message. They're here to maybe teach you how to lift up a bit. Your relationship with them is finding balance, I think. Because I'm not getting that this relationship is unfair. Because normally justice being reversed can mean like lack of fairness, or it can mean something that's dishonest, but I'm not getting the vibe. I don't get the vibe that this person is dishonest. I get the vibe that this person is very honest, like extremely honest. But maybe they'll be teaching you about honesty and integrity. Maybe they'll be teaching you, maybe that maybe one of you guys might feel an imbalance, like, oh, this person's too good for me. One of you guys might feel that way. And yeah, I think that it's a relationship about building each other up. All right, let's see more information about your relationship with them. All right, we also have the Star. So this is divine timing. This is about meeting each other in divine timing. This can also talk about the fact of like being super authentic, like letting down your guard, letting go of like all of the baggage that we've had, letting go. It's just a very authentic, very pure relationship. So your relationship with them is very pure. It probably happens in divine timing, like right when you guys need each other, kind of. It could be going through a time where you feel like maybe you don't have a ton of like super close friends or something, and then they pop into your life, or just like divine timing in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. But this pyramid right here almost looks like this rose quartz pyramid right here. And that's just really sticking out to me. So there could be I wonder what that would kind of symbolize. I mean, rose quartz means self-love. Maybe this person will be teaching you about self-love. Maybe this person will be opening up your heart a lot. So your relationship with them is like opening up each other's hearts, like getting deep together, seeing your potential. Maybe they're going to be pointing that out to you. We also have 6 of discs, so generosity. So your relationship with them, maybe this person's very generous with you. Maybe they don't expect a lot from you. Maybe this is why justice is reversed, because maybe they're super generous with you. They're very giving with you. They're okay with giving a lot. And maybe you're not in a place where you can give a lot to them, or maybe they just go above and beyond and you're kind of like, wait, do I have to give that in return? They're like, nah. No, you don't. And that's why we have this imbalance, because maybe they're just maybe they're an extremely generous person. Like we literally have the 6 of discs. This is somebody who gives without any expectation of return of that. Like they do not expect you to give back. They're just doing it because they want to do it. Okay. We also have the Empress being reversed. So this person is here to awaken your potential. The Empress. Yeah. This person is here to give you like abundance, to help you realize how to live an abundant life. Because maybe you guys have success, and maybe this person's going to be showing you how to really maybe create more success, or maybe how to live a bit more abundantly. Because I think that this person's so generous. Maybe you're going to notice their generosity. Maybe you're going to notice how like easygoing they are and how giving they are, and it's going to maybe teach you how to become more giving, because the Empress is very giving, very nurturing. She gives, like she does not expect any in return. She's like the mother, right? So mothers give without expecting to be returned, like the balanced mother, right? They give, they create life, they give to that life, they're devoted to that life, and they don't expect, at least the balanced mother, right? The balanced mother. So yeah, with that being said, the relationship that you have with this person is, they're very giving to you. Very nurturing, very giving. They're willing to go above and beyond, okay, without expecting any in return. The next thing that we're going to talk about is why they're coming into your life, or why they're in your life at the moment. Again, it is a general reading, so they might already be in your life. Maybe this is somebody you already know, or maybe this is somebody that's coming in the near future for you guys. So let's see the purpose of this relationship. What's the purpose of this relationship? We have the 3 of Wands. Ooh, the purpose of this relationship is expansion. And this is a relationship, the 3 is really sticking out to me because it's like the Holy Trinity, or it's kind of like when you take 2 circles and you put them together and you have that third thing in the middle, which is like the eye. So this relationship is one where you guys can just enjoy this. It's for enjoyment. It's for planning. I also think that you guys are going to do a lot together. Like there's a lot of plans in the future. There's a lot of potentiality in this relationship to expand more into the future, to create more together, to do more, to all sorts of things like that, okay? The next card that we have over here, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is why they're coming into your life, right? So they're here to teach you fun, spontaneity, how to really enjoy life. This is the joy of life. Queen of Wands, she knows how to enjoy herself. She knows how to socialize. She knows how to be spontaneous. She knows how to just have fun wherever she is. She creates the party wherever she is. You put her out in a desert, she's like, I'm gonna have fun. Time to have fun. Let's create a great time wherever we are, no matter what we have, no matter what is around us. Let's see more about why, the purpose of your guys' relationship. All right. We also have Strength. So they're here also to teach you about, you know, I was going to say being humble, but I'm not really getting that vibe in this particular reading. They're here to teach you how to be more confident and secure. You might be somebody who's like, oh, well, I can't be like super generous because I have to like save for a rainy day, or I need to, like, this person's here to teach you about how to be very confident in yourself, be very confident in the universe, how to, yeah, sure, I guess like have patience, I guess, but for some reason I'm not getting that particular energy from this card. I'm getting more of like your security, your foundation, how to feel very secure and how to be very confident in yourself. That's the vibe I'm getting from that one. So with that being said, let's go into a little bit more detail about your relationship with this person. So let's go back to that part. Let's get some more info going on over here. So we also get movement. So your relationship with them, travel. I think that you're going to travel a lot with this person. That's interesting because I also said that with the World and the Sun about their personality, but movement also talks about that. So your relationship with them, constantly movement. You guys are constantly, I think, moving in a direction. It's not a stagnant relationship. This can also signify travel. We also have creativity. It's a very creative relationship. This person is here to inspire you, to turn on light bulbs. I think that you two feed off of each other, giving each other ideas. Okay? So this is to spark creativity. This is to spark movement, to spark like expansion. Yeah, because like even Three of Wands also, by the way, talks about travel. So I think that this is like planning for the future, planning for more fun, adding in more fun and creativity. The Queen of Wands is super creative. So yeah, this almost reminds me of the sun right here too, because it's just like this turning on this light bulb, turning on the light, how to shine your light, how to be very confident, how to come out into the spotlight more. This person's teaching you how to be so confident to where you come into the spotlight more, kind of like what I was saying earlier, so that makes total sense. So with that being said, let's now get a little bit more into who they are. We have these archetype cards. So this is going to give us more detail about who this person is. So who is this person? All right, damsel. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. This person's super self-sufficient. Super self-sufficient. They've learned how to be self-sufficient. They might look like they're like, you know, like, the vibe that I'm getting from this, because it's damsel, right? So this person might give off this vibe of like, they might be young. They might be a young, successful person to the point where people look at them and they're like, oh, like, you know, did you have help getting where you are right now? And da-da-da-da-da. This person's like, nope, I did it all on my own. They also understand the nature of healthy romance. So that's like really sticking out to me. This person, I think, understands what it takes to have a healthy relationship and what kind of give and take it is. Again, like when you give, you can't expect for the other person to give back, right? We can't have like such harsh expectations on people. So this person understands what healthy relationships are. We also have a prostitute coming up, very interesting. The light attributes of this is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Ooh, so yes, the light attribute of that. So accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So this person realizes that they don't want to give themselves in so this person has really I think become successful, right, is the gist of what we're getting from this. So this person has become successful, but they haven't done it with giving themselves away. They haven't been a sellout, and they haven't been there's negative ways of becoming successful. This person essentially has not done that. They haven't taken success off of other people. They haven't you know what I mean? This doesn't actually mean literal prostitute, but they haven't given themselves up. They haven't lost their integrity is basically what I'm trying to say. They haven't lost their integrity. They haven't given up, who they are. They haven't bent themselves over backwards for and changed themselves in order to get where they are. They've just been authentic, and they've learned what it really means to gain healthy success and how to create healthy relationships. So that's the bright side of the prostitute card, and it did come up upright. So yeah, they have the healthy side of attaining wealth. And I think that they understand what is a healthy way to attain your goals and dreams. They've realized what is a healthy way of attaining that and what is an unhealthy way of attaining that, okay? So with that being said, let's go into our Astro Dice and let's find out zodiac sign possibilities. So we're gonna roll this 3 times to get the top 3 zodiac signs that this person might be. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or they might be just dominant in that sign, or it could even be an indication of prominent houses. Okay, so let's see what we get. We get Gemini coming up at first, so this could be also 3rd house, or this could be maybe they have a lot of planets in Gemini. Maybe they are a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Okay. Gemini's coming up again, so there could be lots of Gemini going on. Let's try to get 2 more signs here. We get Capricorn coming up, which could also be 10th house stuff. We also get Taurus coming up, which could also be 2nd house stuff going on. So, woo! Those are our top 3 zodiac signs. Let's roll these all together to get any last information on this reading for you guys. We got Gemini coming up again, and 10th house, which is that Capricorn energy. We also have South Node, so the South Node being in Gemini in the 10th house. I think that this person serves a big purpose in your life of looking into your old belief systems. I think how you were raised. This is very interesting because 10th house deals with success. I think that this person desires to bring out success in you, desires to help you see your light and your potentiality. And it requires you going back into your past, into maybe how you were raised and the belief systems that you were raised with around success and how you can actually be successful maybe and let go of those old belief systems that are holding you back from maybe being even more successful. Okay, and Gemini talks about belief systems. It talks about learning. It talks about what we've learned, the ideas that we've communicated, the thoughts that we think that might hold us back. So this person's helping you see another side of things, because Gemini is about seeing the other side. So this person's like, well, you could also be, super abundant mindset, right? You could also go in that direction. Also more about this is also talking about how this person I think is very successful, and I think that they've done it at a young age too with that South Node. Yeah, and this person's they love to learn. I think that this person loves to learn, and they have really big goals and dreams, and they really see the possibility in big goals and dreams, okay? They've already, I think, been quite successful, but I think that they know that there's always more. You can always have more. I don't think that this person's power hungry at all, but I do think that this person realizes that you can attain whatever that you desire. I'm really getting that vibe from this person. So anyway, that is what I'm seeing for you guys, group number 4. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 5, you picked the Selenite heart. This is going to be your reading. I also just want to say off the bat, I got such a strong feeling from this crystal when I was picking it out, when I was picking what crystals to put out here. And this one gave me such a mother type of vibe at first. So I want to say for some of you guys, this one could be a mothering type of person. So before we even get into the cards, this is the only pile I'm doing this for. But yeah, I just got such a mothering type of vibe. Honestly, This crystal reminded me of my mom when I was picking it. It was very interesting, but I felt like it needed to be one of the crystals. So if you guys chose this one, definitely want to say mothering type of vibe from this group already. So let's just see what comes up. Let's see what happens. So the first question that we're asking here is who they are. Okay, so we got one right off the bat, who they are. 8 of Swords. This person's very closed off. They're very protective of themselves, very protective of other people. They might live their life in a decent amount of fear or protectivity. They might keep themselves a little bit in a box. I think that they're very protective over themselves. Very, very protective. And they might have certain anxieties and fears about opening up to the bigger world, if that makes sense. Or like they might be scared to dream big, is a vibe that I'm getting here. Very interesting. Or they've experienced a lot and maybe they're scared to open up again. Yeah, they've definitely gone through a lot and they're in the process of rebuilding themselves. With the Tower coming up, being reversed, they're in the process of rebuilding themselves from experiencing a hardship. So they're still in the process of rebuilding. We have the Ace of Wands. I really feel like that one's meant to go over here. And then we also have Strength being reversed. Yes, hugely in the process of rebuilding. They're also learning about how to speak up for themselves. So who this person is, they're learning how to become stronger right now. And I think it's because they've experienced something very difficult in their past. It might be very recent, it could be a little while ago, but this person I think is still kind of like learning how to come out of that. Yeah, we also have the Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. This person could be a water sign, especially with Queen of Cups coming up. So this person could definitely be a water sign, which could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, so a couple other things. I think that this person really desires, they have like a drive, they have a passion. It's at the very beginning stages. And I think that they're still going through this healing, and that's why Queen of Cups is also reversed, because I think they're still going through some emotional healing from something in the past recently. This person is very kind. They have a very kind heart, okay? They're very kind. They don't want to step on you. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I do think that they keep themselves like almost closed off. They're not super ready to open back up yet, but I think one of the reasons why you're meant to be friends with them is to help inspire them to open back up. I think that they've currently been going through maybe like a hard time with that Wheel of Fortune. And there's almost like this internal spark that they desire to open up, but I think that there's this fear of opening up because they're still kind of like trying to rebuild. I think that they don't feel super secure yet to fully open themselves up to the world again. They're still healing from some emotional stuff. And it's almost like they're still waiting. Like I get this feeling of waiting. This person's heavily waiting for something. So who this person is, they are somebody who's calm. They're not in a rush. This person's not in a rush. They are processing. I'm getting the vibe that this person's still processing a lot. And I think that even when you meet them, even if you have already met them, they're someone who I think that you almost see this person and you see their potential with that Ace of Wands. Like you're looking at them and you're like, oh, I see like so much potential in you, and you almost just want to tell them like it's safe, just get back out there, just go for it, just do it. And this person's like, oh, but I'm like a little scared, like I'm not quite ready for that yet, I'm not ready. I think that this person constantly says, and I feel like you almost have conversations with this person where they constantly say like, I'm not ready, and you're like, yes you are ready. If you're not ready now, then when will you be ready? Right? And this person's constantly, I'm not ready. But you're like, you are. I think you see so much potential in them. I think you see that they're light of what they're able to offer or give or do. But this person, I feel like, is in a state of like, I'm not ready. We're waiting for the right moment. That's why we have that Wheel of Fortune. They're like waiting for it to land on the right day. They're like, it's almost like they're taking a spin on the calendar and they're like, you know, like, wherever it lands, let's see where it lands. And they're waiting for a sign almost. I feel like it's very interesting reading that we're getting into here. This is It's very interesting. So let's see what else we get over here. So your relationship with them. Let's get a little bit of information about your relationship with this person. All right, so group 5. Your relationship with this person. All right, let's see. We have the 2 of Discs. I feel like it's a very back and forth relationship. 2 of Discs is very back and forth, or yeah, but it's something that we're like balancing. You know, we're making time for it. Something that we make time for. I think that you two might also balance each other out. You also might help each other through change. It's interesting that this card even says change on it. Yeah, I think you guys met through a very transitional time, or you guys have gone through a lot of transition together. You guys have experienced a lot together. Maybe you guys relate on your previous past experiences of like transformation. But your relationship together, I think you also very much transform each other. Like you two almost offer like a different perspective. I think that you two are very different, and you come from different walks of life. You have different ideas, different ideals, and they offer a new perspective for you that allows you to transform and change, and you allow them, and you give them advice that allows them to transform and change. This is a very transformative relationship that you guys have together. It revolves around change and transformation and almost awakening each other to new ideas and new ways of thinking. We also have Temperance, and Temperance is reversed. So yeah, you two are very different. It's like mixing oil and water, but you two almost complete each other. Like it's like you two are very different, but because of that, you transform each other so much. You offer such different perspectives. And this is interesting. This is very, very interesting, you guys. We also have the Prince of Swords. Your relationship with them is supposed to be something that's very forward focused. Like you two are here to like help each other reach each other's goals. So whenever you have an obstacle, this person's like, I want to help you realize how to get over this obstacle. Like I'm here to help you think about that, and let's get into it. You two might be interested in spiritual stuff together and the occult, because death can sometimes symbolize that too. Also talking about your guys' past and like healing that. This could be about that as well. Pointing out each other's maybe flaws or attributes that need to change. I think that you two have a relationship that's very open, and you're able to really be honest with each other and be like, okay, well, I see this issue in you. And I think that you two really appreciate each other's honesty with each other. So I think that's a huge aspect of your guys' relationship, is communicating about what you two see in each other, and you two desire to help each other transform and change. And so I think your relationship is heavily based on communication, deep focus, and like, oh, I can see this in you, and I can see this in you, and this and this. And I don't think it comes out in a toxic way. I think it comes out in a very beautiful way of like just very honest, and it's very appreciated, and it's very reciprocated on both sides. And then we also have the 10 of Cups being reversed. So you're helping each other kind of reach fulfillment. You're helping each other find fulfillment. Okay, so I really think that you guys bounce off each other very well in finding fulfillment and healing from the past of where we feel unfulfilled. I think that you guys are also very honest with each other when it comes to like, I'm very unfulfilled in this aspect of like our relationship, and this person's like, oh, okay, well, let's find out how to find balance again. Let's find out how to be fair with each other. Let's find out how to make this work. I think that you two are really good at communicating these things and like coming to these like conclusions together and just figuring life out together. Also, my camera battery is about to die, so hopefully it doesn't. My other one's charging right now, so we'll have to change that in a second, but just to let you guys know if we have a weird cut coming up, that's probably why. Okay, so these also came out. I was just about to ask the question of why they're in your life, but I feel like there's more to say about your relationship together. So your relationship together, pointing out character flaws that you two have that you don't even like. So for example, this is a friend that'll be totally honest when you're out of line. Like they're not going to sit there and bullshit you about like if you are in the wrong and you're talking about a situation that you experienced, and you're like, oh my God, and then they did this, and so I said this, and blah, 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 blah. This person's not going to sit there and be like, oh, good for you. Yes. Yes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness you did that. Yeah, screw him. This person's gonna be honest and be like, you know what? I really think that you were out of line and you were unfair about this particular, like this person's so honest. They're here to like point out like, yo, let's talk about what's really going on. This person I think is very, they're not going to, what I get from this, even though this card talks about deception, is about deception, I think it's because this person is a friend that will not deceive you. They're going to put you in your place when you need to be put in your place. This person's not going to beat around the bush and be like, yeah, no, totally, like, screw him, totally. Like, this person's not going to give you that. This person's going to give you the real, hard, honest truth. And if you're like, oh, hey, I wrote this paper, or should I post this photo? What do you think? This person's going to be like, nah, I don't like that about it. Like I'm just going to give me my real opinion. Like, they're not going to be like, oh my God, yes, that's perfect. Like, they're just gonna be like, no, you didn't write that well. Change this, change that, like whatever. Like, this person's just honest, right? They're just honest. We also have perspective. So yeah, again, very honest. So perspective is the hangman in traditional tarot. And the hangman, so they offer a new perspective. So they see things in a different way, and they're okay with offering you what their actual insights are. So this one confirms that we were on the right track talking about the deception one. So this person, they will tell you their perspective when they see it differently. And this person, I think, has different views than you do, and they're able to offer that different side of it. So that's really beautiful. Okay, so moving on to the question of why they're coming into your life. Let's get into why they're coming in. Or why they're in your life, because maybe you guys already know this person. So why? What purpose does this relationship have? So to find clarity, the purpose of this relationship is to be very clear, to find honesty, to find truth, to offer opinions, to offer perspective, and also to help move forward in a very honest direction, in a truthful direction. You know, they're not gonna let you move forward on something that they're like, no, there's something wrong here. Like, you really need to see this. Like, they're gonna move you forward in the right direction. They're here to really support you, and they're like a true friend that will point out what they see when they see it, and help you move forward, because they want you to move up. They don't want you to move downwards. They're not gonna validate you for something false. This person's going to validate you when you actually deserve it and when you earn it. I also think that this person's very motivating about, like, okay, like, for example, when you say that you're going to do a specific diet, and like, this is just a random example, right? So if, for example, if you say that you're going to, like, oh, I'm going to, like, be vegan, and then a month later you're like, oh, I'm going to have, like, a Caesar salad, and this person's like, that's not vegan. You can't do that. And you're like, oh, well, maybe just this once. They're like, no, you said you're on this diet, so we're gonna hold you to it. Like, this person's like, they'll hold you to what you say, okay? So they're gonna keep you on track. Like, this person likes to keep you on track and stuff like that. So let's get some more into this. So you're, what the purpose of this relationship. So the purpose is to really support each other, lift each other up, to also give more confidence, creativity. This is support. This is also somebody who's like there to lift you up, to hype you up when you deserve it. Someone who's there to offer support, more color in your life, more fun. This person, I think, is a very fun person to be with, and I think that when you're together, you bring out each other's fun aspects. Because I think when you two are on your own, it's kind of like, you know, I think that when this person, for example, is on their own, they might not be the most fun person. Like, they might be somebody who's kind of a little bit boring when they're on their own, but when they're with you, you bring out their fun side. I think that you really bring out this person's fun side. And they also bring it out of you too. I think that you two relate together. I'm getting a lot of giggling together, a lot of laughter, a lot of really funny communication, a lot of, like, just enjoyment. I think that there's a lot of talk about future, about what you two want to attain, and this person's here to, like, help you attain that and help keep you on the right track with that too, and to give you their opinion when they think you're not on the right track, or to help you, give you ideas and inspiration. Like, this person's like your total hype person. They're here for you. They love you. They want to see you successful. And the purpose of this relationship is to have just a very good relationship together and friendship. Like there's a close bond here, and this person just, I think that this person's going to be a lifelong friend. I think that this person will help you through hard times just as you're helping them through hard times. I think that there's moments of you two going through hard times, but I don't see you two ever not being friends during that. I think that you two are people that really know how to get along. You're really good at being honest with each other and accepting criticism. Like this person's good at giving criticism, you're good at receiving it, and vice versa. Like I think that you two have a very healthy relationship together, and you've built it upon trust and that kind of stuff. So you're able to sustain that and keep that. And I really see just a healthy relationship going on. And even when things do get hard, it's like you guys just like figure it out very well together, and you two are very open to that criticism, and you two are very open to growth together. Like you two are very, very, very good at that. And I think that you two have a very balanced, very good relationship. Even though there's differences between you two, it balances and fits each other perfectly. It's like you two are two pieces of a puzzle that might be opposite, but they fit in very well together, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think that this is a very, very positive, beautiful relationship. So we're going to get a little bit more about your relationship with them. So we're going to shuffle these cards right here. We're going to get a little bit more information upon your relationship with this person. Illumination. So they help you see, they help illuminate you to things that might need to change, or things that you need to be aware about. So again, whenever you need advice, this person is like, I will give it to you, and I'll give it to you the way that you need it to help you become aware of certain things. So it's very illuminating, very brightening. This also reminds me of the Ace of Wands. So it's very, very supportive. Like this person's very supportive. They will cheer you on. They will be front row cheering you on. We also have determination. There's a lot of like whatever goal you have, this person's like, I'm here for it as well, and I'm gonna keep you on track, and you're gonna keep them on track. Like it's very like I was saying about the diet thing, like it's very determination oriented, and they keep you on track. So let's see what else we get. We're gonna add one more card here. This one's really wanting to come out. Abundance. So yes, they want to see you abundant. You want to see them abundant. So your relationship with them, it's all about like, let's just have the most abundance. Let's support each other to reach that abundance as well. So before we get into zodiac signs, we're going to shuffle this last deck to get a little bit more about who they are. These are archetype cards. So let's get a little bit more information upon this person and who they are. Okay, we have this one coming up. Let's see. We have the mediator. Ooh, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. All right, so the battery died just as expected, but we're back. So we just pulled out this card. And so what I'm getting from this card is that, yeah, they really respect you. They respect that you're different than them. So who they are, they respect people. They respect when people are different. They know that, you know, not everyone's going to be the same. And I think that they love that in people, and they're very respectful of other people. They're not somebody who's like, everyone has to be like me, otherwise I don't like them. Like, there's somebody who's very respectful. We also have these two coming up. So we have the understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. So there's somebody who's very self-sufficient. Then we also have addicts, so helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. So there's somebody who's going to point out when you have a flaw. They're not somebody who's going to be like, who's going to be enabling. They're not someone who's going to enable you. They're not somebody who's going to bullshit you. They're somebody who's going to help you recognize and confront bad behavior or addictive behavior or flaws that you have, things like that. So yeah, there's somebody who's going to really point out things that you need to know. They're not somebody who's, yeah, they're going to point out everything that you need to know when you need to know it. Okay, so moving on to our zodiac signs, we're going to take the zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 zodiac signs that are going to be the most likely that this person is. This could be talking about sun, moon, or rising, or maybe just like, maybe they have a stellium in this area, which means a lot of planets in that area, or maybe even like a prominent house that they have. Okay, so let's see. We have Sagittarius, which also talks about the 9th house, or Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, or stellium. We also have Virgo coming up, so Virgo, sun, moon, rising, maybe lots of Virgo planets, or that's the 6th house. And then we also have Libra coming up, which is the 7th house, or that could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take all the dice to get any last info on this reading for you guys of who you're meant to be friends with. All right, one of them decided to shuffle a lot. So we have Gemini, we have the 11th house, and let's see what we have over there. I'm gonna have to actually take off my microphone to go grab that because it flew all the way into my hallway, so hold on a minute. All right, so we have the moon in Gemini in the 11th house. This person loves to talk about feelings. They like to share feelings. They also like to hear other people's feelings. They like to get deep with people. This person is like, yeah, they appreciate deep communication. They do not like talking about the weather. They don't like talking about surface level stuff. They are here to learn about you, the way you process emotions, the way you feel, the way you feel about certain subjects, certain things. Like this person wants to know all about you, the way your mind works, how you see the world, your perspective on the world, and how you digest information. They're super curious about you. They want to learn about you. This person's very just like, let's know the deep stuff. They like deep conversation. This person hugely likes deep conversation. They might also be somebody that likes to talk about the world and worldly things that are going on, stuff like that, and how that makes them feel. But they probably refer a lot to how they feel, and what they think, how they think and how they feel. They probably refer quite a bit to that. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys here. My beautiful pile number 5s. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 6, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be, or group I should say, this is going to be a reading. So let's get into it. So the first question that we're going to be finding out about is who they are. So who this person is very intuitive. They might be pretty open, but also mysterious at the same time. This is interesting. High Priestess being reversed. We also have Justice here. This person really appreciates fairness. I'm getting some Libra vibes here. Virgo and Libra vibes coming off the bat over here at first. We're going to get into zodiac signs a little bit later, but those are just kind of some of the ones that I'm getting off the bat. We also have the 9 of Wands right here. This person might be a bit closed off. They might fear rejection a little bit. They might fear that people don't like them. So I think that they keep certain things very private at times. Let's see what else we get going on over here. They really appreciate balance. They really appreciate fairness in relationships. They appreciate honesty a lot. Although they themselves might be learning a bit more about honesty is kind of a vibe that I'm getting. Like they want people to be honest, but I think that they're learning about how to be a bit more honest themselves because I think that they keep themselves very private because they might be scared of getting hurt. Let's see a little bit more. Oh yeah, they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot in their past, okay guys? And they're learning a bit more about self-worth right now. So I think that maybe you're even in their life to teach them a bit more about self-worth. You might be inspiring them. They might be inspiring you in some sort of way too. So we're gonna get more into that soon. Let's maybe try to get one more card for who they are. All right, we get 3 more cards. Okay. This is a lot. We're gonna go with it, okay? We're getting like super in-depth readings today, so we're just gonna go with it. So who this person is, they're definitely building up their self-worth right now. When you meet them, they might be at a place in their life where they might be going through a lot of kind of like a vibe that I'm getting is that they are maybe trying to make money right now. Is a vibe that I'm getting right off the bat. They might be occupying their time with other things right now, but I think that they are kind of in a time in their life where they're still building up who they are. They're still trying to figure out who they are. And I think that you might even be someone to help inspire them, help them grow, help them see their worth. There's somebody who I think has experienced a lot of hardship, and they probably have gotten their heart broken recently. And I think that you're going to help kind of maybe heal them from that, but a little bit more focus on who they are for now. But yeah, I think that they're kind of closed off. They're a bit of a closed off person. It's because they've experienced some sort of recent heartbreak, and they're they have a lack of motivation from it in this moment. They have a lack of motivation. They've experienced some sort of loss. It might not even be like a heartbreak romantically, but some sort of loss that they've recently experienced when you meet them. Also, Seven of Wands. Yeah, they're struggling with self-worth a lot here. But I think that I'm almost sensing this also beautiful relationship that you're going to have with them. So while I'm reading this, I'm also getting this like this vibe of this like really beautiful relationship that you're creating together. And it feels like such a good relationship. And it's almost like this person's going to feel like, wow, you came into my life right when I needed somebody. And I'm getting goosebumps while I'm saying this. It's almost making me emotional. Like this person's going to be like, oh my God, like I couldn't have asked for a better friend, and you couldn't have come in my life at a better time. Like it's almost like they want to say that to you. Like you could not have come into my life at a better time. You're really like helping this person on so many levels. Like I can't even begin to explain. Like this person has so much appreciation for you. Yeah, wow. They're such a strong, whew. We also have the Prince of Wands being reversed. This person has a lack of motivation right now. So I think when you meet this person, they're going to have, and this might have, I shouldn't even say right now because it really depends on like what point you guys are at. It's a general reading. It depends on what point you're at in your relationship together. But I think that when you meet them, they're going through this lack of motivation. They're going through this hard time. They're going through this like self-worth issue. And they're seeking a way to heal, okay? And it feels like everything's kind of going wrong for them when you meet them. And you're gonna be like this shining light that kind of comes into their life that they're like, oh my gosh, like you could not have come at a better time. Like look at this, you all of a sudden like pop into their life and it's like, bam. This person's personality, they're very protective over themselves when you meet them. They are very quick to cut things out of their life that scare them because their heart just cannot take any more right now. So they're very quick to just cut things away and just like ghost people and just like go on their own type of thing. We also have the Two of Cups being reversed. So yeah, they've recently experienced some sort of like, they haven't had the best luck in relationships so far. And yeah, this friendship is really going to mean so much to them. Let's see more. We also have the Six of Swords that also talks about leaving behind something. I think that they're almost like on their own when you meet them. They're very alone. They might not know a lot of people. Maybe they moved to a new area and they don't know a lot of people, or maybe, yeah, there's some sort of situation around where they're a little bit alone when you meet them. And then we also have King of Cups. This person has such a big heart. When they are healed, this person has so much to give, like so much to offer. They are such a beautiful person, but when you meet them, they're really in desperate need of a friend when you meet them, okay? So we're gonna find out a bit more information. We're gonna ask about your relationship with them. So let's find out about the dynamic between you two, your relationship with them. What's it gonna be like, or what is it like? That kind of vibe. So your relationship with them. Oh yeah. It's gonna start off kind of closed off, but you're gonna be opening them up. Look at that Two of Swords being reversed. So the Eight of Swords talks about the fact of being like closed off, being protective, being safe. But the Two of Swords right here talks about you're gonna be able to open them up. And I think that you're one of the first people that's going to open them up after they've experienced this sort of situation that they're going through. You're like the first person that they're going to be able to open up to. And maybe even the only person that they open up to for a long time, okay? And yeah, I think that you're going to really inspire them and expand them out. You're going to really you're someone who like really goes through a healing with them and is their healer, okay? Very interesting. I think that you two are going to have a very deep bond together. And I don't see the relationship always being this sort of like, you know, needing to heal. I really see that you are going to heal this person. You're going to have a very, very, very great friendship thereon after. Let's see if we can get any more here. So this person isn't going to always be stuck in this, okay? But just when you meet them, I feel like that's kind of like the meeting that you guys have. So your guys' relationship together is building each other up from a lack of confidence to a place of confidence. You two are building each other up because this person sees so much good in you, because this person's very good at seeing the potential in other people and all of that and seeing somebody's worth. They're very good at seeing it in other people, but they don't see it in themselves. And I feel like you are of a similar way. Okay, so this person's going to be building you up and giving you a lot of confidence and helping you reach that, and you're going to be helping them reach that. We also have the Four of Discs. So it's a very stable friendship and relationship that you have with this person. Okay, I think that you hold on to each other very dearly. You care about each other a lot. There's a lot of care in this relationship. There's a lot of protection too. I think that you two are very protective over each other because you two will open up so deeply emotionally together, and you two realize like how sensitive you are. Not sensitive in a bad way, but just you two are you care so deeply about people. Therefore, you get protective over each other because you two relate to that and you understand how valuable that is and also how fragile that is. Okay. Then we also have the Seven of Cups as well. So your relationship together is like opening each other up to new things, to new ideas, to new perspectives. I think that you two have different hobbies, different interests that you'll be introducing each other to. We also have the Universe. So you two are going to be able to encourage each other's dreams a lot. Very much, it's going to be a very encouraging relationship about what you two desire in life and what you two dream of doing. We also have the Devil being reversed. So you two help each other break away from things that you're attached to. So for example, I think that this person's going to be heavily attached to whatever they just recently lost when you meet them. You're going to help them let go of that in a healthy way. You're going to help them let go of, bad, toxic people, behaviors, things like that, and addictions. And they'll be doing the same for you. They're going to be helping you really heal and let go of these sort of toxic things that we don't need in our life, right? So this is a very healthy relationship where I think that you two are going to inspire each other to let go of like negative things. We also have the Seven of Wands. So yeah, gaining confidence, being able to stand up for yourself. This person's going to really teach you a lot about standing up for yourself, and you're going to be teaching them a lot about that as well. And it almost comes from a form of standing up for each other at first, and then building up that confidence in each other because of that. We also have the Nine of Pentacles. So yes, finding independence. This person's going to really help you see that you can be independent, that you can do it on your own, that you can and you're going to be inspiring the same in them. It's almost like this dynamic where you two are inspiring that in each other because you two see each other as like such good. You see such potential in each other. So you two are almost awakening the realization of potential in each other, okay? So with that being said, let's also ask about why they're coming into your life. Even though we kind of touched on that in this particular question, it's almost like both sort of questions got answered with the last few cards that we got, but let's just get a couple more cards about why they're coming into your life, or a bit about your relationship with them. So getting confident about communication, and also about the direction that you guys desire to go in life, and the confidence to go in that direction, the confidence to claim what you ask for and to reach it. Let's get one more card here. We also have the Six of Cups. So learning to open up again, learning to see the good again in potentially finding, good relationships, healthy relationships, how to let go of the trauma that you guys have experienced in order to open up again, to experience goodness again, opening up your heart, being able to wear your heart on your sleeve again. Okay, so with that being said, let's take this deck of cards. We're going to get a little bit more information on your relationship with them. We're healing. Look at this relationship is all about healing. Healing. And it's not always going to be that way, like I said, but that's just kind of what it is off the bat. That's like how this friendship sort of begins, is based on healing. So your relationship with them. This is sticking out to me so much with this Devil being reversed. Stopping toxic habits. Stopping each other from going back to toxic things, or stopping each other from self-doubt from bad belief systems, hugely about like, yeah, stopping those negative feelings, thoughts, and habits. Let's get another card on here. Frustration. Wow, look at this. Is so interesting. Your relationship with them, showing them why, because I think you're going to be able to see very easily why they're frustrated, why they keep ending up back in this, okay? And it's because we need to stop certain things. We need to stop trying to fit the square into the circle. We need to stop trying to make things work that are clearly not working, okay? Stop trying to make things fit when they don't fit. Stop, this person's heavily going to influence you to stop bad habits, and I think you're going to be doing the exact same for them, okay? So with that being said, let's get a little bit more about who they are using these archetype cards. So let's get a bit more about who this person is. This one's wanting to come out. All right, so let's see. Also, this card has a good meaning behind it. Just point that out at first, okay? So, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you of the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So this person's gonna help keep you on the right track. And this person, they themselves are somebody who I think is very creative. They might even desire to have a career, an artistic career. Okay? But I think you're going to help keep them in line and remind them of what matters and yeah, help them, inspire them to get to that place though. Okay, and then this also, I think that you're going to be taking them away from their bad habits. So who this person is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So this person, I think, has come to a borderline of being like, oh, should I just do this in order to attain what I want? Should I just like take the easy way? This person, I think, debates it and almost is on the borderline of like, do I take the easy way? But I don't think they actually ever do that. I think that they're still like, they have some self-integrity, but I think that you are going to be, again, someone who stops them from bad behavior. Then we also have child orphan, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. So yeah, again, more about this person. I think that when you meet them, they're very alone. I think that they are far away from people that they know, or they recently just maybe broke up with, the close people that were around them. So when you do meet them, they've had to learn how to be on their own a lot. This person has had to be very independent. They've had to learn their independence, I think, at a very young age as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take our zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 zodiac signs that this person might be. So yeah, let's get into it. This could also be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign. This could also be talking about maybe a stellium that they have in those signs, or even a house that is very prominent for them. So let's see what comes up. So we have Taurus coming up, which could also be the second house. So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, or lots of happening in the second house. We also have Libra coming up. So Libra is the 7th house. So Libra, sun, moon, or rising, or 7th house stuff. And then we also have Aries. So Aries is the 1st house, or it could be Aries, sun, moon, or rising. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take all of these together to get any last information on this reading for you guys. So we have the moon being in Virgo. So, ooh, lots of healing in the 7th house. Healing relationships, emotionally healing in the relationship house. So this relationship is very much based on healing emotionally from relationships. Okay. You also might get into the occult together a lot. You guys also might be very interested in getting into the more spirit sciences, because Virgo is like very witchy stuff, right? It's also being like a green witch, being very out in nature, connecting to nature. And the moon is like kind of about the psychic stuff too. So that's very interesting. I'm kind of just picking up on a little bit of that for you guys. Let's see what else I can get for you guys here. Yes, definitely emotional healing together is like a huge theme that I'm picking up on. And finding balance emotionally together, like balancing it out, which makes sense with the justice that we have, which is like Libra. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!